Okay, Happy New Year's, creators. Today we are going to do a December 2023 earnings report for the Amazon Influencer Program. But it's more than just the Amazon Influencer Program. We're going to do all the money we made through product reviews. And that's important because we're going to break that out in the spreadsheet a little bit later and show where all the different income sources come from. So first, let's pull up the spreadsheet. Now, because I haven't done earnings reports before, I have a lot blacked out here, so I can kind of walk you through some of the metrics I'm checking. I actually have tons of different spreadsheets, and that's an important thing here is I am a data junkie, and I think my earnings have continued to go up in part because I analyze the data and I make decisions based on data. And so spreadsheets are really important to me, but I don't want to overwhelm you, so I just picked a few things to show you. These are the same categories that a lot of other YouTubers have shown when going over their Amazon influencer results, but I've added a few things that I think are really important. Let's look at October first. Now, in October, you see that I did 70 videos, and that was scaling back for me. I had been doing much more. You'll see that my total videos at the end of October was 1,200. That was my 12th month in the program. So after I was in the program for a year, I had made 1,200 videos. So just so you can think about where you're at with how many videos you've made or where you might be after a year, let me open up the whole month of October. Now remember, October was not a great month for Amazon Influencer. There was a Clickageddon in the middle of the month where clicks went way, way down and earnings went way, way down. So it wasn't a great month. It wasn't as good as July and August. September also wasn't a great month. But as we look at all my data for that month, you see 24,000 clicks, which is pretty good. I think that was actually my highest up to that point. My influencer earnings were right at 4,300, which again is pretty good for being a down month. $4,300 was pretty good. That was averaging $139 a day. Now this is important. You'll see down here I have noted that $4,300 a month is my current base salary as a teacher. So my full-time job earns me about $142 a day. So you see that in a bad month in October, I was still matching my teaching salary with just Amazon influencer earning, which I think is crazy. It's bonkers. It's super significant for me. But then we can also add on a few other things. So I have a YouTube channel where I post all my review videos, and that has enough watch time and subscribers that it's monetized. And so in October, I made $174 from YouTube. And I have a link in the description for each of those videos through the Amazon Associates program. So if they watch the video on YouTube, click on the link, then they can go over and get Associates earnings as well. So $175 on YouTube, another $190 because of YouTube videos. So having a YouTube channel pulled in another about $350 for me in October. So that's a good chunk of change just for taking those same videos that I had on Amazon Influencer, posting them to YouTube. So that meant I had to post 70 extra videos to YouTube in the month, but that added up. Now this last one, sponsored earnings. A lot of you have different companies send you products and they might do it for free and you just review them and then you get commissions off those products, or you might get paid. And in October, I got paid $935 to do sponsored videos. That was actually a really unique month for me because actually of these 70 videos that I reviewed, like 50 of them were shoes and they were unpaid. But then I had a few others that were paid at a much higher rate, like over $100 for a review. So typically my sponsored videos are going to be anywhere from $30 or $40 up to $50 or $60 for a normal product, but October was a little different. Now, let me just show you November really quickly. You probably already can tell that these numbers are going to be much higher because November is the best time of the year to shop. And you'll notice October, November, December, that's Q4. And so we're going to look at the totals for Q4 here in a minute as well. So in November, we also got 70 videos up, 78, and clicks almost doubled. So that's really significant that a lot more people were shopping in November and the placements were better. All the carousels were there. And so it was like a normal month and the result was really high earnings. So I made $7,200 in Amazon directly, another 300 from Amazon Associates, another 300 from YouTube, 600 from sponsored, and for a total of 8,400. And that was my highest month. November by quite a margin. You see the projected yearly earnings on $8,400 is a six-figure income. So if every month was November, you could make a really good living as an Amazon influencer. Of course, not every month is November, and even if it was, Amazon continues to change the placements, and so I would never recommend quitting your day job just for Amazon influencer, but it's a nice side hustle. Or if you are a full-time entrepreneur or influencer, this is a great place to put your emphasis right now, but I wouldn't look at that as a long-term solution. Now, for me, it's been wonderful. I'm a school teacher, and again, if I'm looking for that $142 a day to match my salary, clearly bested that in November with almost doubled that. So that was pretty cool. All right, now this is why we're here, the December earnings report. Now, December actually started out hotter than November, and for the first 2 weeks of December is my best 2-week period ever. And we'll flip over to the day by day here in a minute. But for the month of December, I did 102 videos. A lot of those came in this last week as I was on holiday, so I had more time for reviews as I was home. We were traveling as well, but found time to make some reviews. So that takes my total videos up to 1380. So not quite at the 100 per month. I've scaled back here in the fall as I've been busy with school, but over the summers I can ramp that back up and average 100 a month. And a lot of people ask, how do you find things to review? For me, it's never been a challenge. We're a family of 6. I have kids. We're buying food all the time. We're getting things for our pantry, for our medicine cabinet, for our closets. And I actually have a list of over 100 things that I haven't reviewed yet that we already own. I don't run out of stuff. Plus, anywhere I go, I'm looking for things to review, things that I'm using. So I haven't had a hard time. All right, now clicks actually went down a little bit from November. So here, especially at the end of December, there was a huge drop off on clicks right around Christmas time and then for the last week of December. And so my clicks actually dropped quite a bit. Before I get to the influencer earnings, let's look at associate and YouTube. So for having a YouTube channel, it really paid off in December. As you see that those numbers both jumped up. So just by having a YouTube channel, we're looking at about $750 in the month of December. That is a nice Christmas bonus. It's cool to see that having this second platform, it's really made a difference. Then with sponsored earnings, I did get a lot of people asking me to review in December, and they were higher commission products. So I was able to have one of my best months of doing sponsored videos. Now, this is important because if we look at just these 3 things, without the influencer program, we're still making about $2,000 in December, which is a really, really nice side income. And so I think that that's super significant. Here you see the whole month of December, and I just highlighted a few days. My highest day ever was December 11th at $543. And you'll notice the highest click day ever was the day before that. So that makes sense because you make money when things ship out. So highest clicks on Sunday, December 10th. Highest sales on Monday, December 11th. My lowest days are not surprising either because, again, you only make earnings when things ship. So on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, earnings went to almost 0, and there were a lot of returns on those days. And so that's why that was so low. And then here at the end of the month, my clicks dropped dramatically. So I'm averaging over 2,000 for a while, then 1,500 for a while, and then down into 600, 700 for this last week or so of the month. And so clicks went down dramatically, earnings went down dramatically, under $100 a day for these last few days. So if we come back to this one and look at our influencer report, you see we made 8,100 total for the month, and that was about $265 a day, which is really great. Total earnings for the month when we add everything together was my first $10,000 month, which was super cool. I actually had to really push to do that. I knew I was close to $10,000. So on New Year's Eve, I did a bunch of reviews, sponsored posts, knowing that I could get paid immediately on those. And so I did. Now, if you project that out over the year, that's almost $120,000, which is awesome. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you the totals for the entire quarter and my takeaway lessons from December. But I need to pause because my family wants to eat dinner and they want me to come eat with them because they like me. Okay, sorry for that quick break. Family comes first. Kids are in bed now, and I want to wrap up by telling you about quarter four and what were my big takeaways going into 2014 or 2014, 2024. You know what? All right. So, as we look at the numbers here, number of total videos for quarter four, 250. And this is important. I can't emphasize enough. If you want to succeed in the Amazon Influencer Program, you need to be consistently putting up review videos. It might not have to be 100 videos a month, but trying to get there is going to make a difference. Total clicks for quarter four, 115,000. That's pretty awesome. If we skip over the total earnings, my average day was $214. That's pretty solid for quarter four. Definitely way higher than quarter three for me. Associate earnings 877, and that's significant because I've had associates earnings for the past 6 years, and in that time I've made about $800. So just in the last 3 months, I matched that, and that's because I got up a lot of videos, and so by putting all my videos up, that made a difference. Almost $3,000 a month in sponsored posts, and then YouTube, of course, was a lot higher, 894. And actually, it just refreshed today and showed my December earnings, and I actually hit $400. So you can add another $13 to that. That's what I made on the last day of December. So total for influencer earnings for quarter three, almost 20 grand in 3 months. That's pretty amazing for something that I'm doing in addition to teaching, in addition to overtime in my teaching job, in addition to having 4 kids and being very involved with my community. If you can scratch out time for this, it can pay you very, very well. Total earnings, I love this, $24,000. So I averaged $8,000 a month for these last 3 months. Again, and if you multiply that by 4, we're looking at 100 grand. And I've completed a year now. I've learned a lot. I can't wait to share with you a lot more as I continue to make these videos. But the Amazon Influencer Program is one that continues to change. And so you have to continue to learn and to evolve and adapt. So what were my lessons for quarter one, or quarter four rather? All right, here's lesson number 1. Quarter four clicks and earnings are nearly double. This was important. I didn't know coming into the year kind of what the ebbs and flows of earnings would be. For me, January started out pretty good. February went pretty well. And I'm going to make a video that I'm going to post soon going over all of 2014 and showing you the ebbs and flows and why there were certain peaks and valleys, why there were certain times that you could almost count on where clicks would go way, way down. And so I've learned a lot as I've analyzed the last year. But what I've seen is, and this is consistent with what other people have posted, Q4 earnings are going to be at least 50% higher than the rest of the year. Now, why does that matter? Because a lot of people are going to freak out in January when earnings drop back down. If I'm averaging 8,000 a month in quarter four, it's probably going to drop down to $4,000 to $5,000 in January. And I don't need to freak out about that. Just expect that that will happen and keep creating videos and build that back up. All right, lesson number 2, earnings are reported the day they ship. I've known this all year long, and I've shared this a few times, but this is something where when I get in the groups, I see this over and over. My earnings are way down today. What's going on? Remember, if there is a holiday, people aren't shipping on that day. So on Christmas Day, your earnings are going to be way down. Christmas Eve, earnings are going to be way down. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, earnings are going to be way down. And then a few days later, as things shipped out, people are still ordering at that time. So your clicks are going to stay up. But a few days later is when you're going to get credited with the earnings for that. You just need to know that as an Amazon influencer. Don't get too caught up in the day to day. Look at the week to week and the month to month, and that will give you a much better indicator of how you're doing with the program. Final takeaway for Q4 is toys. And I wanted to show you this. This is what I blocked out. I actually have done experiments throughout the year on what kind of things should I purchase, when should I purchase it. And I haven't bought anything just to review on Amazon Influencer, but Amazon Influencer has certainly impacted and influenced the way I purchase things going forward. So if in the past I couldn't afford something, but I really wanted it, now if I think that I can get it to rank and there aren't a lot of videos on them and it's a bestseller, then I'll go ahead and purchase it now, knowing that I can earn my money back. And sure enough, as I look back over a year of data, and you're going to see this in this next video that talks about the whole year, the best returns come from products that I purchased on purpose because I thought I could rank for them, and I usually could. And I could usually make my money back within a month or two. Well, in September, I did. I bought some gifts for Christmas, 5 products that I thought I could rank for. And actually, for this, I even did some research where I went on Google and I said, what are going to be the most popular products this Christmas? So I was looking a few months in advance, thinking about this, and I I got a bunch of products I wouldn't normally get. That was kind of a splurge item. Normally with Christmas presents, we accumulate things through the year when they're on clearance or when we find them at a thrift sale or something like that. But this year I bought brand new products for my kids, and I got these 5 that I probably wouldn't have gotten normally. And you see, this is the cost of the 5 toys that I got. So, and the total cost of that was $315. So again, I normally buy Christmas presents, but this was in addition to what I was planning on doing. I got 5 extra things. I have 4 kids, so we got 4 things plus a family gift. And you can see the family gift was a little more expensive. In red, I didn't get these blacked out right, but these are the ones that didn't make their money back. So you can see right away 2 of the 5 in a month, month and a half, 2 months did not earn their money back, but they did make some money. So they were purchases that I thought would do really well, and they didn't do as well as I thought, which is a bummer because one of them was very expensive and I did not make that money back. However, when you look at this $32 item, it made back in 2 months $200. So that alone almost paid for all the gifts. This $15 item, it had a lot of sales and made $41, and the $18 item also crushed and made $60. So when I look at these 5 things averaged together, $385. Now, toys did really, really well. Normally during the year, I don't review a ton of toys, just what is sent to me, but I don't purchase a lot of toys. In this last quarter, I had the toys that I had reviewed through the year, and normally the percentage of my earnings that come from toys is about 20%. In quarter 4, I just pulled out my data sheet and I looked at the toys category, and it was 60% of earnings. And so you take toys out, and November and December would have been like any other month for me. I wouldn't have had any boost in earnings. It would have just been a normal month. So really, if you want to make earnings at the end of the year, you have to be looking at seasonal Christmas type items. Now, why does that matter moving forward into 2014? Because you should be doing what I did in September and thinking 2 or 3 months in advance. What's going to be popular 2 or 3 months from now? Right now is a good time to be buying Valentine's things. I have some Valentine's things that I have for review right now. Thinking about spring, maybe spring fashion, tools that you would use in the springtime, home furnishings that might work for the springtime, other things that are holiday centric, so St. Patrick's Day, stuff like that. You want to work a few months in advance so you can review those things, and particularly looking for those things that are best sellers that don't have a bunch of influencer videos. Well, this video has gone on long enough. I did want to do an earnings video. I know that these are some of the videos that I most look forward to watching when other people post them. I don't know if this had a lot of added value for you with my takeaways and with these specific earnings, but I would love to hear in the comments about what you did find interesting in this video or what you wish I did included. So make sure you get that for me, and I'll be back really soon with my 2023 earnings report. Thanks. Bye.